Guys, in this video, I wanted to take some time to give you my top 5 picks for polymer handguns that are under $500. There's a lot of guns that could be on this list, and I wanted to narrow it down to guns that I personally have experience with. I don't want to just throw stuff out there based upon what I find on the internet. I wanted to narrow it down to guns that I have had in my hands and that I have shot. For those of you guys watching on YouTube, there will be a link up in the upper corner, whichever side it is here, where you can go over and check out the full videos of each of these guns. And before we get started, guys, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel, like and share the video, check out all the links down below. If you're interested in helping to support the channel, you can go over and become a channel member and get early access to these videos. Remember that this is purely my opinion. The one that is the number 1 on this list, that's probably going to be a little bit controversial, so stick around to later on in the video to find out what that is and let me know your thoughts down below. The first gun on this list is going to be my Bear Creek Arsenal Grizzly. This gun is a Glock 17 sized Glock clone. It has a lot of features, and just to show you guys, you can see some of the lightning cuts on this gun. Just some of the design features that are on it make it look very nice. It also does function nice, but if you go over to my video, you're going to see where I did have a little bit of a hiccup with the gun when I first got it. Go over and check that out. This gun does make the list because of showing itself to be reliable. It's also, the cheapest gun on this list by far. And the gun itself has been reliable. It comes with standard, basically Glock magazine clones, and the Glock mags will work in the gun. A 3-dot sight. It does have a lot of texturing on the grip to where you can really get a good purchase on the gun. It feels good in the hands. One of the things about this gun, I talk about in another video, is the way that the angle of the Bear Creek Arsenal Grizzly is compared to the Glocks. They do not have as steep of an angle, which is something that a lot of people have complained about the Glocks on. They don't like that angle that a lot of the Glock pistols have. This has done away with a lot of that angle and made it a little closer to the more traditional angle, sort of like a 1911 or other type of gun. Someone's certainly going to ask why I didn't include the PSA dagger as part of this, since it is also a Glock clone. Very simple. I don't have one. I want this list to be a compilation of the guns that I have personal experience with, and that way I can take that personal experience, bring it to you guys. I don't want to just talk about stuff that I found online, what someone else has said about the gun. I want this video to be about a gun that I have personally had my hands on, and that's what all of this list is going to be. The number 4 gun on this list is one that probably a lot of people may not have heard of. That is the SAR B6. This gun is a hammer-fired 9mm, similar to a CZ. You can see that it has an action on it that has basically the internal type rail. The gun is a very functional gun. It feels good in the hand with that contour. I'll have to say it does feel very good in the hands. The SAR pistol is one that is a CZ clone, this particular model, as you can see, for those of you guys who are CZ fans, but it does not come with that CZ price tag. It has been very reliable, and as I had mentioned, this gun is a hammer-fired gun. Now, there is another hammer-fired gun on this list. Stick around later in the video to find out which one that is. It has a 3-dot sight. They're nothing special. I don't know if you can see what they look like there. If you go over and check out the range video, you'll see more about that. This gun is one that I picked up. It's a very, very useful gun. If you like that profile, you do get a good grip on the gun up underneath that slide. That low bore axis is going to help you to manage that recoil, and it's a lot of fun to shoot. And the gun itself, just to summarize, would I buy this gun again? Yes, this is a great gun. This gun is very reliable. I had no issues with it at the range. It feels very good in the hands. The next gun on this list in the number 3 spot is the Taurus G2C. I don't have it here to hold up in front of the camera and show you. It belongs to my wife. It's one that she carries. So I don't have it here, but I will be rolling in some video footage of that gun. The Taurus G2C, the G3, those lines of guns have been great. They are very reliable. They have a lot of features. They're very affordable and make a great concealed carry or home defense gun. You get a lot of the features of more expensive guns in a package that's very reliable. Small, subcompact in many cases that will hold plenty of ammo. The next gun on this list is the other hammer-fired gun, and it falls into the number 2 spot. It is the Smith & Wesson 9mm EZ. Yes, this is a hammer-fired gun. It has an internal hammer that when you disassemble the gun for cleaning, you can clearly see that it is a hammer-fired gun. This gun is one that has a grip safety. It is designed specifically for people that may have a difficult time racking the slide on a lot of other guns. That was one of the big draws to this firearm. And that's what we're going to be doing here today. Shooting this gun, looking at it a little bit closer, show you some of the features of why this gun is a very popular choice for concealed carry for a lot of people, especially those that have issues with their hands, arthritis, that sort of thing. The first thing that we're going to look at is the ease of loading this particular firearm. These magazines are a little different than a lot of your standard magazines. These are similar to like what you would see with a 22, where you have these tabs on the side that gives you just a little bit of added leverage to compress that spring when you're loading them. Traditionally, when you go to load a magazine, as any of you all certainly know, you will basically press one round in followed by the next, pushing it down usually with your thumb or using some type of a magazine loader. With this type of magazine, what you can actually do is you can actually pull down on those 2 tabs, and you can see exactly what it's doing there. That flat base plate you can pull down, and it makes loading the magazine just a little bit easier, especially for you folks out there that have difficulty with your hands. It has a lot of nice features. It feels good in the hands with a good grip angle. It has that Smith & Wesson reliability. The trigger on it is not the articulating trigger, and that's another positive in my opinion. I really like a traditional trigger or one that has that dongle for the safety. I'm not a fan of that articulating trigger that came out in the original Smith & Wessons. Before we get to the number 1 spot, I do want to mention that all of these guns are new. The Smith & Wesson is the highest price gun on this list. Now, you can find many of them on the used market, even much more affordably. You can also find other brands on the used market, including Glocks, for under that $500 price tag. This is just a compilation of new guns that I thought was a good value that you can get new for under that $500 price range. The number 1 Polymer 9mm handgun that is on this list is the Canik TP9 series. This is my Canik TP9DA. One of the things about Canik that is undeniable, and I have said it in all of my videos, you cannot get a better striker-fired trigger out of the box than a Canik. These triggers that come on these guns are amazing. They have some of the best, most reliable guns within this price range. The ergonomics on this gun feels great. The way that those grips are, and you can get replacement back straps. In fact, you usually get a few with your gun. And I really like the way that they feel. The DA makes this gun where you can decock that striker. For some of you guys out there who like that feature, pressing the button that is on the top will decock the firearm, and that first shot will be a long double action pull. Of course, with the action cycling, your follow-up shots will be single action. Now, dry firing this gun, it has a very nice trigger. This gun has been super reliable. I would put this second in reliability only to my Glocks. The gun has not had any issues whatsoever. Canik has a lot of high-end guns they're starting to get more into, such as the TTI Combat, but traditionally, if you need a good, reliable firearm, you're not going to go wrong with the TP9 series of Canik. Guys, what guns would you add to the list? Do you have any experience with any of these guns? Let me know down in the comments below. I wanted to include guns that, as I'd mentioned earlier, that I've personally shot that I have experience with, to bring you guys as good of information and my opinion on them as I can. Okay, I can simply go online, look up all kinds of info about any gun out there, or I can tell you about guns that I had personal experience with, and that's what I want to do in this video. Again, guys, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. Check out all of the links down below. Please like and share the video. It helps to grow the channel. Leave me a comment down below. Go over to my website at boomsticktactical.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.